Hi everyone and welcome to ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. My name's Dan and today we're going to look at let, allow, can, may and authorize. Very important words used for permission, asking for permission and giving permission. We'll go through them all and you'll be able to understand exactly which each one means, the level of formality in it and how you can use it in your everyday language. Just be aware also that everything you see today you can get on that I above, where you can also take the quiz, and also if you're on a mobile or tablet you can do that under the video in the comments section or in the information section. Okay, so let's get started. The word let. Okay, so let is a modal verb used to give permission. It's informal and quite commonly used. So we use it in most of the everyday conversations. So for example, let's have a look at some examples. So let me know if you're coming. Let me know. No, just have a look at this, remember? Let me know if you're coming. Here we use let as a request for information. So let me know. Yeah, but it's also asking to be given, to be allowed in a way. It kind of works within the same thing. Okay, next one. She lets her cat sleep in the bed. She lets. So again, it follows that same rule, he, she, it, with the plural at the end. So she lets, but actually in this form that it's talking about, she's allowing the cat, she's letting the cat. The cat is permitted to sleep on her bed. It shows permission, okay? So it's saying she's allowing it, she's letting it happen. Okay, so notice how I used allow a lot when I was talking about let, and it's because they're very similar. So what's the difference between allow and let? Well, actually, it's just a level of formality and a little tweak in the grammar, and we'll come to that in a second. So allow is a verb that, again, grants and acknowledges permission. It's a little bit more formal than let, like we spoke about. And I guess you'll find it more in some kind of more official context. You might see on signs and things like that, you are not allowed, or you should not be allowed to do this. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples before we make the connection between the two. So the rules do not allow smoking in the office. Okay, just have a look at the pronunciation of it. Allow, allow. And actually the first part of the word is this schwa sound. So we've got this so allow. And the strength is on the second part, giving us this diphthong here. Okay, so the rules do not allow smoking in the office. Official official prohibition. You see, even English people get things wrong. What is the difference between allow and let? Well, apart from the formality of it, it's actually to do with the next verb. Okay, so for example, she lets her cat sleep. So let's sleep. Actually, if we're going to use the word allow, we say, for example, on the next example, we allow our employees to work. So allow. So this verb here, this infinitive form, after allow, has the to, but after let, it's without the to. So this is very important to remember, because I've heard a lot of people make the mistake by saying she lets her cat to sleep or he lets me to go. But actually it must be only allow to, let no to. All right, so this is how you can understand the difference between the usage of let and allow. So yes, basically let's just have a look at this word employees. So employees. This part here, employees. And actually this E at the beginning gets that I sound, so employees, employees, and there's your strength. Okay, so yeah, here allow is the permission, so it's all about giving permission. So these are quite related, but just remember that the one is more formal, the one is less formal, so let is less formal. But it's all about this, it's all about this verb, this infinitive verb. Do you use the to or not? Well, with allow you use to, and with let you don't. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So this brings us on to can and may. Now can and may are more about asking for permission. So they're also very similar in the fact that can and may are both aligned with let and allow with formality. So can I is a modal verb commonly used to express ability. So can I do this? Can I go? And actually, this is the least formal. So can I do this? Can I do that? You would use this in a less formal, maybe with friends, maybe with family. So let's have a look at some examples. Can I use your phone? Can I use your phone? Here, use, we've underlined just because this is a word that some people don't get quite right. Instead of us, it's y. It has this use sound. Long vowel there, use. Can I use your phone? So the second example here is she can speak 3 languages. She can speak 3 languages. So in this sense, it's about ability, okay? It's expressing ability. So here we were talking about the request to do something, or the request to be able to do something. But here we're talking about her ability to. She can speak. So she can speak 3 languages. E again, we've got the same sound here, which is this. E, okay? She can speak 3 languages. Can is used to describe ability here. Okay, so may is a more formal version of can. So when you say, for example, can I use your phone to friends and family, with may, it's going to be a little more formal. So you will say, for example, may I leave the table? In a situation where you're either with clients and in a restaurant, or you're with a family, with friends and family that you don't see usually often. This is a bit more polite and it's a bit nicer. I often had the issue where when I was a child I would say, can I leave the table? And my dad would say, no, it's may I leave the table. So it's something that we try to uphold, you know. So yeah, it's very formal request for permission. May I leave the table? So here we have this A sound and A sound again. Table, it's pushed on the first one, and on the second one you've got this other schwa which we had on the other slide, but there it is. And leave, again, is this E sound we've got here, so leave the table. May I leave the table? Also, there may be a delay due to the weather. May indicating the possibility, so it's not only functional for allowing and letting and asking permission, but it's also functional for this indicating the possibility of something. It may happen, it could happen. And this is where the modal part of it comes in. Actually, grammar-wise, it's slightly different from what we're looking at, but it's important to know. It's very important to know. So authorize. Now, authorize is actually something which is a little bit, it's formal, but it's kind of official as well. And it's the word you can use when you're talking about somebody being allowed to do something officially. I'm sure you've heard this, watch American films and there's always, you're not authorized to be here, or you're not authorized to do this. And it's kind of like not allowed, but in a very official, formal way. Often written. You'll often see signs saying you are not authorized to do such and such. Okay, so authorized, yeah, formal of the verbs. And actually, let's have a look at the examples just to see how it works in real life. So the manager must authorize all refunds. Okay, the manager must authorize all refunds. Now this, it's formal permission is needed, and I would say that this would be more likely to be a sign somewhere. In fact, most of the time you won't hear a person saying the word authorize. It's usually written somewhere. Unless it's a person of authority and say, sorry, you're not authorized to be here. That's fine too. So the manager must authorize all refunds. I am authorized to make changes to the account settings. So again, I am authorized, I am the person who can do this, I am allowed, I am let, if you'd like to go really informal. So I am allowed to make changes, I am authorized to make changes to the account settings. So it's telling somebody that you have official permission to do something. Okay, so that should give you an idea of the way we can use these words informally and formally to both ask for and give permission. And it's quite important, because these words are used all the time. And if you know how to use them, and you know the quirks like the let and allow with the infinitive to or not, This is quite important too. So remember, all the things that you're looking at now and we're going through, you can get on this I above, you can take the quiz, you can make sure all this has gone in, you can rewatch the video, you can look at the slides, and you can also get that all underneath the video on your mobile or tablet. Okay, so now we're going to compare some of the examples. We'll go through a few things that'll show you how we use these. We've looked at the main rules, and now we're going to have a look at how they fit into everyday conversations. So let's do it going from least formal to maybe most formal. We'll see how that works out. So the first one we've got here on the informal permission section is let me go to the concert. Let me go to the concert. So I guess maybe this is something a teen might ask their parents. Please let me go. Let me go to the concert. Allow me to go. Do you see what I did there? So let me go, allow me to go. You see, as soon as you use allow, you have to use the to. So let me go to the concert. We've just highlighted here. We've got this word concert. It's concert, concert. We don't say concert. We say concert, concert. Okay. So it's quite informal, it's quite direct, and it's like used pretty much between family, friends, and that kind of thing. Next we have, can I go to the concert? So it's still informal, but it's a little more polite. You know, it's a little bit more, it's not so direct, it's not so forceful. Let me go is almost like demanding, whereas can I go is a little less demanding. It's kind of would be considered more polite in a family setting. And then we have, may I go to the concert? This is if your parents have said no twice, then you want to go. They say, may I go, please? So it's kind of a lot more polite in an informal setting. So it's still informal, we would say, but it's actually more polite to ask, may I do something? But I would say you could use this also in formal situations. It's kind of a nice thing to say. Now, may I go to the concert? Is just a little bit more formal. So formal permission. So in this sense, we're saying we are giving permission. So we're in the situation. So you are allowed to leave early today. You are allowed to leave early today. Allowed starts with so allowed, and then you have this sound. So remember that when we don't stress, remember what we talked about in previous videos on the word allow or anything like this. When you have the second part of the word stressed, the first part is often this schwa sound. So allowed. You are allowed to leave early. So yeah, see, this is a way. Also, to is often to leave. You are allowed to leave early today. And again, today. So again, you can see this in perfect example here. We're just going to focus on pronunciation for a second. That when you have words like to, when you have unstressed syllables, exactly like today as well, it's always this schwa. You are allowed to leave today, okay? Early today. So good. Formal, quite indirect as well. You are allowed to leave early today. This one again is a little bit more formal and a little bit more, I would say, specific and a little bit more official. Official is the word. So you are authorized to access the secure area. You are authorized to access the secure area. So authorized, just have a look and make sure we get this right. Again, this part where you're not stressing, so authorized, authorized. This is where the, okay, maybe this is a tricky one because actually it's like a word where there are two stresses almost. Authorized, authorized. So again, in the middle though, you can see this part, which is not stressed, has this schwa again, authorized. So you are authorized to access the secure area. Access, access, secure. So this is where the stress is, secure area, secure. And notice actually, this rule that I was telling you about with the schwa doesn't always work, because with secure, although this is the part that is stressed, you have to say secure. You can't say secure. It just doesn't sound right. In fact, it sounds a bit rude. Maybe we can have a look at the next one, the last one, expressing possibility. It may rain later. It may rain later. Okay? So we're uncertain about. It might happen. It's possible. Okay? It may rain later. And the last one, You can find great deals during the sale. You can find great deals during the sale. Again, possibility, you can find. Again, let's have a look. Yeah, all good. A, E, I, find great deals during the sale. Okay, so I hope this has been useful for you. We wanted to give you this possibility between using something more informal, something formal. We wanted to show you the difference in the grammatical structures. We wanted to show you some examples, and I hope that's been very useful. Remember, we've still got that information all available on the I above. You can take those slides and practice with them. You can also take the quiz, and I hope this has been useful. I think maybe it's possible that you could watch the video again, because there's quite a lot in here, and that might help you to really get sorted with this information in your head. So, see you next time.